It looks like we are live. I am your host, Shane. Welcome to Bitcoin Crypto News Online. Today, we are going to look at what's going on with Bitcoin. We'll take a look at the charts. Let's get right into it. The market cap, the total amount of money in the top marketed coins here, according to CoinGecko.com, 3.6 trillion. We're almost at 3.7 trillion dollars. So this is a huge uptick. We are going to see 4 trillion here hopefully in the next month or two. Very exciting. Bitcoin is still going sideways. We have not hit the 100,000 K. There's still hope. It would be a great Christmas gift. The chart right now, we're going to read some, we're going to talk about some charts that show Bitcoin could be headed for a drop. I don't know how big of a drop, but there could be a correction coming, so we'll talk about that. Meanwhile, good things are happening here. We look at the 3-month is usually a better indicator. You can kind of see what's going on right here. We have a bit of a dip and a little bit of trailing sideways. Not really down too much until you spread it out to the year. And then it does look like a down curve right here, which could be creating a triangle shape right in here and could push Bitcoin back up again. Of course, there is a slight chance it could go down. So, and it always goes up and down. But over the next so many days or so, looking like it's going sideways. So let's look at the top cryptocurrency coins, starting off with the number one market capitalization king, Bitcoin, then Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano are in the top 10 worth mentioning. Then followed by Tron, pushing its way up to number 11, a 62.8% increase in just the last week. That is incredible. It's beat out everything else except XRP, which is at an incredible 63% gain for the week. We're down for the 24-hour and we are down for the hour, so looks like some profit taking there. Continuing on down the list is Toncoin at Avalanche at 12, Toncoin, Shiba Inu, Polkadot, and Chainlink, Stellar, Herinda, or Hindra, HBAR I like to call it. And then some notable mentions for Bitcoin Cash, WealthCoin, Sui, Uniswap, and Litecoin coming in at 25. Pepe, people really follows, dropped down to 28. We see a lot of gains in the 20s. Look at HBAR here, though. 97.8% for the week. Huge gains for HBAR. Overall, we are in a altcoin market. Let's take a look at the time chain calendar. You can get 1,049 stats for $1 US. And let's take a look at the Bitcoin wallet inflows and outflows here. It looks like we are seeing less outflows here in the last little bit here, but a few days ago we had a couple little spikes, and then back on the 27th we had quite a few spikes. So this, as soon as the sells come, then it seems like the drop is correlated pretty well right there and right there. So something to take notice. The inflows are the green. You can see this one day here we had this huge green candle, big green candle here, and then a lot of green here as opposed to the red. Up, 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 ready to touch 100K. Fear and greed is at 78, still kind of high, but we are seeing altcoins popping. They are up, a lot of them 20 to 40% the last month or so, some of them even more. Altcoin season, no doubt we're in altcoin season. If we could expand this out a little bit, you would see what looks like a reverse head here. This would be the head and the shoulders, which is an indicating chart that altcoins could go up even higher. Here are the top 50 performing coins. If you want to see, HBAR is up 554% over this short period of time right here, the last 90 days. Second is XLM, SUI, XRP, OM, Algo, Dogecoin, ADA, and so on and so forth. So a lot of money. Bitcoin is way down here, still in the top performing coins, but a lot of other coins taking profit at this time. An indication that there is a bit of an altcoin season here. Is Bitcoin's price going to crash again? We're going to look at that. How high can XRP go? Some people are saying $3 is coming up, and it could go as high as 10. I don't know if that's true. These are articles on Cointelegraph that you can check out. They're all recent within the last few hours. Yes, the U.S. government has transferred $1.9 billion of Bitcoin that was seized from Silk Road to Coinbase Prime. And this is very interesting what's going on here. Missouri bill here is going to ban CBDCs and make gold and silver legal tender by Derek Anderson here. Ethereum is up a little bit. Well, that's because people are realizing, like we talked about yesterday, Ethereum has a lot going for it. So that's why we're at the 37, almost 3,800. We're going to push that 4,000 level and go up to possibly 5,000 for ETH's all-time high. Other coins are pushing forward too, like BNB and Solana as well. So there's a lot of opportunity out there right now for investors. CoinDesk tells us here that 1 year Javier, I'm not sure how you say his name, Milei, he is the president of Argentina, and the crypto folks love him. He has made cryptocurrency legal tender there. Tom Carreras tells us all about it about 4 hours ago. So yeah, a lot of countries are following suit because their national deficit is disappearing because of his investing in Bitcoin. They're trying to buy a Bitcoin here and a Bitcoin there. I think they have a few hundred. That's a big deal for a little country like Argentina. Last week we talked about several different countries that are onboarding cryptocurrency, primarily Bitcoin, and also companies. Hundreds of companies are bringing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, primarily through ETFs. ETFs are still, inflow is still quite good. So I want to thank you guys for liking and subscribing. Looks like we had about 4 more people subscribe yesterday, so thank you very much. Before we get into this article about Bitcoin crashing, don't panic. I don't think it's bad news. But before I get into it, I want to tell you that I did put out a new video on the WeatherXM mining. It is a DePIN project. This is a project that uses some sort of a service or a product and to utilize cryptocurrency. Helium projects abound, and I believe this is tied into that whole group. I did get that all set up, and it's basically just a walk with me and my path of putting it together, getting it up on the roof, a little bit of setting up the monitor, and my son helps me with that. So if you want to check that out, appreciate it. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you're planning on getting one. And I'll do a follow-up video on how it's performing. It has started to pay out just last night, I believe it was, because it takes a couple days before the tokens start to kick in. So that's been really nice. So let's take a look at our article here. Is Bitcoin going to crash again? Barajaman Tamali tells us all about it here. He's a writer at Cointelegraph here. You can see Bitcoin here ready to go off a cliff. That would be horrible. Bitcoin's double top pattern increases the possibility of a drop below 90,000 if BTC loses a key support level on the daily chart. Well, I will tell you this. the whales are not buying right now. They do seem to be holding fast. So, do they know something we don't know? It could be. It could be. It could be that we are going to have some sort of a correction. Um, the Bitcoin price right now, over 95K, shows signs of weakness, according to this article, after falling to record another high pattern last week and then dropping below 95K. This is a rejection between 98 and 99. Bitcoin looks to retest at the immediate support level of 95K. You can see the chart right here. We have been staying between this 98 and 99K, but now we have dropped down to 95K. That's where we're at. And they believe that this area down here at the 90K is going to get retested. That could be the 20-day moving average is something that the coin would come back to. Bitcoin could come back to. BTC futures remain over leveraged according to this 4-hour chart. Data from CoinGlass indicated Bitcoin open interest has dropped off from 64 billion to 58 billion. So its dominance has dropped 9% since last week. And a relative OI with respect to the Bitcoin USD perpetual futures pair remains over leveraged compared to its yearly high of March 2024. The chart illustrates that the ratio here is not so great. The future pairs of the Bitcoin USDT is twice as high as March 2024, where previous all-time highs was established, and thus the Bitcoin future market remains over leveraged with the possibility of a flush down despite the drop in open interest over the past week. So there's a chance we could get a bigger correction, but once we take off, the article points out here, there is enough, if there is enough of these over leveraged sell orders around the 110,000 hasn't been triggered yet. So while this sell wall hasn't been hit, the likelihood of a price revising before such a strong order can keep potential long traders sidelined, and they could be aware of the risk to reward ratio. So Bitcoin corrections under 90% would be short term. As I said, here's a double top confirmation here. If you're reading charts, this is an indicator that shows there could be a possible drop down below it. As long as we stay above this line right here, we should go back up again. But if it continues down this line here, the chances of a 90K drop are strong. That is the relative strength index that shows us any level below 50. That means pressure is selling, is going and gaining, while the 100-day moving average is good support. And that's this green line here, I believe, right here. So that's good news, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Another crypto futures analyst, Byzantine General, hinted at a similar move for Bitcoin with a liquidity sweep around the 85,000 mark for December. However, the analysis also showed future drawdowns would be short-term corrections. So here's another one from Don Alt, a anonymous crypto trader who has been good at predicting in the past. Says probably close 98% once we do, and then toward 110. Probability wipes everyone out to a dip to 80K if it loses 90K. Probability ranges while neither has happened. So yeah, there is a chance it could go down. So we'll have to see if we retest. Most likely that 90,000 level is pretty strong, and if we do dip down, will be for a short time. Hopefully we don't go into the 80K and have a long drawn out crash. It could happen. It's not really a crash. It's just the way Bitcoin is. If you've been around Bitcoin a long time, this doesn't surprise you. And this is why I tell people, if you're going to invest in Bitcoin, you know, put a little in. This is not investing advice, but this is what I do. Put a little in and accumulate Bitcoin. Try to accumulate a tenth of a Bitcoin. Point, point one is a Bitcoin, right? If you get 0.25, then you've got a quarter of a Bitcoin. If you've got 0.5, you've got a half of a Bitcoin, and so on and so forth. So that's what you want to do, is stack those Satoshis until you can accumulate a fraction of a Bitcoin, and then play the altcoins if you are a gambler. I would say if you're not experienced on this, please be careful. Do not put more money in than you can afford to lose, and put in those stop losses. That is all I have for today. Have a great